Corpus Christi's Inner Harbor Desalination Plant got a lower price tag. A multi-billion-dollar shipyard could be coming to the Port of Brownsville, and the city of Edna gears up to celebrate 100 years. This is South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Thank you for joining me on this Friday, February 20th. Corpus Christi's controversial Inner Harbor Desalination Plant has a new lower price tag. The latest proposed cost, $978.7 million. The submitted design and construction bid from Corpus Christi Desal Partners, or CCDP, shows a 25.5% reduction in cost. That's when you compare it to previous vendor Kiewit's bid of $1.3 billion. Last September, council members voted to not move forward with the original project, citing price and uncertainty around long-term financial impact. 2 months later, the city was authorized to provide CCDP with existing design documents developed by Kiewit during the original procurement. The new price tag from a new vendor is expected to save ratepayers over $300 million in cost. This week, city council members approved about $408 million in water projects, including a $175 million reverse osmosis plant at the city's O.N. Stevens water treatment plant, along with groundwater rights and additional costs for the Evangeline Aquifer project in San Patricio County. CCDP is expected to present the Inner Harbor proposal to City Council on Tuesday at next week's meeting. At that time, the council will be asked to authorize the city to negotiate a contract for design services, a 60% guarantee maximum price for the project, and a demonstration plant. CCDP is a group of local, national, and international companies including Acciona, Mastech, Raytech, and Ardura. The Port of Brownsville might have a multi-billion-dollar shipyard for building autonomous sea vessels for the military on the horizon. Cameron County commissioners recently posted a notice in the Brownsville Herald informing the public of a hearing next month over possible tax abatements for a $3.2 billion project aimed at building ship and boat manufacturing facilities for commercial and military use. Valley Central News reports the company who applied for the abatements hearing is Austin-based Saronic Technologies.
What I can say is that discussions are ongoing, and we're in the process on both sides of doing our due diligence with regards to the negotiations and the potential impact and the needs of this particular project.
That was Cameron County Judge Eddie Trevino Jr. speaking with Valley Central News. The project has been dubbed as Project Alpha by Saronic. The city of Victoria has opened its new public safety headquarters. Departments like Victoria Police, Fire Administration, Municipal Services, and Public Records are now moved into the building, which is now operational. A ribbon-cutting ceremony for the grand opening is scheduled for 10 a.m. Wednesday. City officials told 25 News Now that the new headquarters does not house driver's license services. Residents seeking Department of Public Safety services must continue to visit offices in Port Lavaca or Cuero for now. Hidalgo County's health authority is warning that poor air quality in recent days can cause serious health problems. KRGV reports the Rio Grande Valley is experiencing poor air quality due to hazy conditions. County Health Authority Dr. Ivan Melendez told KRGV that residents can experience symptoms like congestion when air quality drops. He said the best option, stay indoors when possible.
Be cognizant of the respiratory drive that their family member is having. Label it in any way. Of course, that's a time to check with your doctor.
That was Melendez speaking with KRGV. He recommends using clean air filters in air conditioning units, avoiding smoking or vaping, and wearing a mask when outdoors. For those in high-risk groups, it's critical to recognize symptoms quickly. For mild symptoms like a scratchy throat, cough, or congestion, over-the-counter medication may help. Shortness of breath, chest pain, or trouble speaking in full sentences are signs to seek medical attention right away. The city of Edna has begun planning for its 100th anniversary. 25 News Now reports that a preliminary meeting was held this past Wednesday to discuss ideas for the event. The planning group hopes to highlight important elements of Edna's history while celebrating the progress the town has seen since its inception in 1926. Organizer and city manager Gary Bras told 25 News Now they will be finalizing details at their March 3rd meeting. They may consider celebrating the milestone in June. In state news, the UT System Board of Regents approved on Thursday a measure for faculty to avoid, quote, controversial topics. KUT's Greta Diaz-Gonzalez-Vasquez tells us faculty and advocates are worried this might lead to censorship.
The new policy says faculty must stick to principles of academic integrity and exclude, quote, controversial topics from their syllabi. But it does not state what is considered a controversial topic. Advocates like Jonathan Friedman with PEN America worry the vagueness of the policy might have long-lasting repercussions.
What it means is that you can basically get a professor in trouble if you don't like what they're teaching. So we have seen in some other states systems created for students to complain that they, quote, aren't getting a balanced view of some topic in the classroom.
It's unclear how the new policy will be enforced, leaving institutions that are part of the UT system to interpret how to apply these guidelines. I'm Greta Diaz-Gonzalez-Vazquez in Austin.
Firefighters in the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles have seen some progress fighting active wildfires despite critically dry and windy conditions. But as KTTC's Brad Burt reports, the fire danger is expected to continue.
Texas firefighters are hoping for a break over the weekend after working through rough rural terrain to slow wildfires around Amarillo. However, in Oklahoma, evacuations were ordered Thursday in 4 counties as a result of 3 new fires. FEMA has approved resources to help fight the Oklahoma fires that have spread into southern Kansas. 2 Kansas towns were evacuated Thursday, but much of the northern spread has since been contained. The National Weather Service expects slower winds on Saturday, but warned that dry conditions and fire danger will likely return by next week. I'm Brad Burt in Lubbock.
And the oldest VFW post in Texas just got a little help to make it look a little younger with some major fixes. Texas Public Radio's Brian Kirkpatrick reports.
The post, established in 1917 by veterans of the Spanish-American War and not far from Fort Sam Houston, has sustained some weather damage, vandalism, and structural issues over the years. San Antonio Congressman Greg Casar helped secure $2 million in federal funds for VFW Post 76 on 10th Street, north of downtown, to make repairs. While the post inside an old Victorian mansion is a gathering place for veterans, locals and tourists are welcome inside too for cold beer or a cocktail. And yes, you can still sip a Cuba Libre, a cocktail that became popular during the Spanish-American War. The Cuba Libre, or Free Cuba, is better known today as a rum and coke. I'm Brian Kirkpatrick in San Antonio.
And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.